thought I'd come on for a chat with you, and this chat is related to your constitutional rights, your First Amendment rights, okay? So, a couple of days before the election, YouTube sent me a warning because I posted a 5 Alive, and that video had a lot of good stuff in there, and it must have peed somebody off, so they, told them, hey, remove this video, and that's what they did. They removed the video and they gave me a strike, and that strike meant that for weeks I couldn't post. And then they gave me a warning saying that they would remove me if I get a third strike, right? And so now what I noticed is that a lot of people, it wasn't just me, were being their videos were being removed. And a part of that is YouTube or Google owns YouTube, basically has been instructed by some higher ups, obviously, to tell them what they can tell us what to post. So basically, if it's a topic that is a no-no, then they will start the clampdown and basically telling us what we can or cannot post. Now, the reason why I'm coming on here is because they promote a lot of lies and allow a lot of lies to go out, misinformation, disinformation, but they want to block you and I and other listeners from hearing the truth from other people. And so that is an example of censorship at the highest level. It is unconstitutional and it should not be allowed in this country, period. And so because a platform is doing it, and everybody knows that they're doing it, the reason why they can continue to do it for, this is going on 4 years now, they can continue to do it is because they are being allowed by the government, okay? And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the video. It's obvious. And so now we know about other platforms like Twitter and what happened, what unfolded with Twitter, which is why Musk owns Twitter. And he was the person that revealed all these things to us to let us know what was going on behind the scenes. We also watch what happened to Facebook and Meta unfold right before our eyes, where we know that was going on. So I'm not just making this up, okay? So I want to just talk to you just a little bit about why this is important to you. And I have a quote, and it's from Thomas Jefferson, and he says, "Our liberty depends on the freedom of press, and that cannot be limited without being lost." And Thomas Jefferson, the third president of this United States, one of the founding fathers, and he did a lot of other things, he was absolutely correct. If you lose your freedom of press, your freedom to speak, then you basically you're a done deal, okay? Because once that is limited, you don't have liberties, okay? If it's limited, then it's dissolved, and your liberties are dissolved, okay? If you can't speak, then there's no point in that. You're basically a prisoner. Okay, you have no voice. And so we're talking about censorship. What I noticed that it's a lot of individuals that are being censored, and those individuals just so happen to be promoting the truth, or they're promoting the truth, and or they're believers or Christians. Now, it's very important because we are seeing, I think that this will get worse as we increase over the next couple of months. I think that into the next years, the next four or more years, that we are going to see more of a push to censor Christians, believers, okay, in their speech, and they're going to call them bad, okay? What you're saying is bad, what you're saying is a lie, you can't say it, you can't do it. Now, we know that this is happening in other countries, okay? It's happening so much so in other countries, and with our country, we have the First Amendment to protect us. And I know that there's a lot of talk about these Christian nationalists, okay? And again, that's a spin on them being bad. They're bad because they want to promote the truth, but the media has been told no, they're liars. They're bad people, and you got to say that they're bad. And so because of that, a lot of people are being muffled, and silence. And so it's not right. It's not, like I said, it's unconstitutional. But on top of that, there is talk about the separation of church and state. So I just wanted to get into this again. I've said it before on previous videos. I'll say it now, that when those individuals from the United Kingdom, Britain, came to America, those people, the reason why they came was because they were being restricted in their religious beliefs. They could not worship and do the things that they wanted to do there. They were being told what to do. So there was government force telling them what to believe and what to do. Okay, so then they come here and they develop these founding documents, and these documents say that they mention separation of church and state. That is supposed to protect the Christian, okay, but it's not protecting the Christian right now. Okay, it is hindering and basically extinguishing the fire that the believers have, because we're not able to get the truth out. And we already know that the truth sets us free. So this whole myth about separation in church and state it's not accurate, and you need to know that. It was not for you as a believer to be silenced, your speech to be silenced. It was for the government not to infringe upon your rights, like what we are seeing right now through these social media companies. Okay, so I'm telling you that there will be an increase of this on Christians. I'm telling you, if you're a pity pat type of Christian and you don't understand this, then they're going to trample over your First Amendment rights. And also want to let you know that last week, Texas, the Board of Education approved the Bluebonnet Learning Program. And what that means is that parents can opt to have their children in elementary school, that those kids would be taught a biblical curriculum, under a biblical curriculum, right? Now, it has been getting so much heat for this program, this Bluebonnet Learning Program. There's so much heat to it, and they're attacking the school board. They're attacking the school board. They're attacking the individuals that want to do it. I think it goes into effect next year, in 2025. And so they're attacking it. But again, I said, the parent can opt out. You can opt out. You can say you don't want your kids to do it, which is the opposite of what has been happening here in all these other places, especially on the East Coast, where in Maryland, and I have a 5 Alive that talks about the fact that when they wanted to do LGBT curriculum, okay, and the race curriculum, critical race theory curriculum, the parents couldn't opt out. So the parents didn't have a choice. Now in Texas, they're giving you a choice, and they're upset about it because it's Christian beliefs. They don't want your kids and anybody's kids studying the Bible. But it's okay for them to have this critical race theory at the center of their curriculum, along with the LGBT and the porn and all of that stuff. So start thinking about your rights and the fact that your First Amendment, it's the First Amendment for a reason. So understand that. And so just understand that there will be more of a push against believers who are trying to speak the truth, and they will call it hate speech. Okay, you're going to be a Christian nationalist. That's what they're going to say. And so a lot of push for them saying that you're spreading misinformation and myth, and you need to know exactly what to do, and you need to know exactly where your rights start. So now, thank God for the truth that was won on November 5th. And thank God that did occur. But at the same time, we definitely need to pray against Google, and that their ownership, that they change ownership hands, basically, point blank and period, because I know that the Lord is going to do something. He has to do something because of the fact that there is a fire, a spiritual fire that is happening, and Google is trying to extinguish God's people from bringing forth the truth. All right, so I know that God is going to do something about it. So I'm saying that I am praying for no more attacks on our First Amendment rights. I'm praying that there will be no more lies about disinformation and misinformation that's being spread like a cancer around this country. you know what I'm saying, and praying that no more of removing Christian videos and blocking them and putting Christians on a strike, a muzzle over the mouths of the truth, while they allow these news outlets to lie to you without repercussion or care or bother. Okay. And so the reality is that the people want the truth. All right, we want the truth, and God gave us free speech. Regardless of what they say and what they try to do, we were given free speech by God well before the First Amendment came. All right, so you need to know that, and so we're not going to allow our First Amendment speech to be trampled over like people in the UK right now. So right now, if you look up the UK, they are getting their authorities are busting into their homes without search warrants. They are getting their First Amendment rights taken away from them, being deplatformed and removed and arrested because they're speaking truth. And so we're not the UK. We are not the UK. All right. We have First Amendment rights, and we have God-given rights well before First Amendment. So just please understand that. So I am praying for the Lord to dismantle the leadership at Google, period. Point blank and period. That's what I'm praying for. And so I pray also for big exposures to happen. Now, listen, this video might be taken down because they probably don't want you here. But guess what? I'm still going to keep on going with it. All right. Because God is shining the light. He's shining the light, and he wants righteousness and truth to be lifted up, and nothing other than that. So I am going to end this with a scripture from Job chapter 37, verse 19, and it says, "Teach us what we shall say unto him, for we cannot order our speech by reason of darkness." And so, God is going to continue to tell us what to say to others, because we will not have our speech ordered by the enemy, by the darkness of this age. We will not. All right. So I'm going to end right there. And I am going to say that, hey, the truth sets you free, period. I'm going to continue to speak the truth. And I'll say that the truth sets you free. So until next time.